Welcome to the Kraft case by Team FotoFirst. Kraft Foods' past corporate strategies included a strategy of acquisitions, mergers, and spin-offs beginning in 1903 when J.L. Kraft began operations in Chicago on a horse-drawn wagon, to acquiring a cheese factory, to growing to include new products, and then the acquisition of Kraft by Philip Morris Companies, who was focused on diversification. Then Philip Morris wanted to lessen its asset exposure to litigation, so they divested of non-tobacco businesses. Kraft became independent once again in 2007, and they focused on a broad differentiation strategy of acquiring similar food-based businesses, like Post cereals, European crackers, and frozen pizza. After Kraft's independence, their corporate strategy evolved to focus on their weaknesses by improving its geographic mix, sector mix, and channel mix. They wanted to increase geographic markets to increase sectors like snack foods, cookies, and confectionaries, and to increase channel mix by doubling convenience store sales. Even though the food processing capabilities of some of these food-based businesses are different, creating a need for different factories, manufacturing, and supply chains, the marketing, sales, distribution, and customer support can utilize the same capabilities. In 2012, Kraft spun off to continue in North America, while Mondelez International would continue globally. Even though Kraft Food Group has been around since 2012, its company heritage is over 100 years old. Shelby will now review Kraft's long-term industry attractiveness.
Thanks, Jeanette. The beverage industry is in the growth stage, growing at 3.7% annually. This industry has a medium overall attractiveness because of the bargaining power of suppliers. The cheese industry is in the mature growth stage and is growing at 5.8% annually. This industry has a high overall attractiveness because of the low threat from substitute products and low bargaining power of suppliers. The convenient meals industry is in the mature growth stage and is growing at negative 0.9% annually. This industry has a low overall attractiveness because of the high threat from substitute products and the bargaining power of suppliers. The grocery industry is in the mature growth stage and is growing at 1.4% annually. This industry has a high overall attractiveness because while competition is high, all other forces are medium. The snack industry is in the mature growth stage and growing at 1.4% annually. This industry has a medium overall attractiveness because competition from competitors is medium. Now here's Kevin to talk to you about competitive strengths.
Thanks for that. Now we will turn our attention to Kraft Foods' competitive strengths assessment by industry segment. As you can see, overall Kraft must be extremely competitive, with having their products in 98% of North American households. We need to further analyze this to understand what, if any, business segments Kraft demonstrates weaknesses in, and understand the full picture. Kraft Beverages competes in many subsegments of the beverage industry as noted above. The one major subsegment where they do not compete is carbonated drinks and sodas. You will understand this importance in a moment. What we see in this competitive strengths assessment is that Kraft competes with companies highlighted in yellow. The Cokes and Pepsis of the world are market leaders in sodas and carbonated drinks. However, Kraft does not compete in the carbonated drinks arena. Therefore, we see that companies that they are true competitors with are Campbell and Dr. Pepper Group. And based on the competitive strengths assessment, they lead in all key success factors in this group. They should continue to persevere in this industry as consumers' health choices change. They should continue to gain market share and be financially rewarded. Kraft Foods is very competitive in the cheese industry, with Philadelphia cream cheese as well as their assortment of processed cheeses leading in many areas. Based on the competitive strengths assessment conducted on this industry, Kraft dominates in all key success factors. By having considerable market share and great brand recognition, there is not too much Kraft can do to improve on this industry. Kraft should continue to invest in healthier products to market to consumers, as well as invest in product innovation, research, and development. Convenient meals is a food industry that is relatively new compared to some of the other craft industries they compete in. Even though they have not competed in this industry for too long, we can see that Kraft has some great strengths with brand recognition and product differentiation. One thing Kraft should attempt to do is create a strategic plan to steal market share from their competitors like General Mills and Conagra. Kraft is very competitive in the grocery industry with longtime favorites like Kraft Mac and Cheese. Kraft's main competitors in this industry are General Mills and Conagra. With strong brand recognition, they should be able to take the fight to these competitors to gain market share and improve their financial position. Kraft also needs to innovate and create new products and be able to do this in an expedited manner to compete with the market leaders. When we think of Kraft foods, we think of snacks and the foods that we ate as children. In this industry, Kraft is a major competitive force. However, they do have a lot of work to do in order to become the market leader in this industry. Kraft lacks the product innovation and the financial resources that their competitors have. By creating new and exciting products, we feel that will help the financial position of Kraft in this industry. International and food service is an amalgamation of sorts. Combining their products and processes to produce recipes that cater to this industry is challenging, but proves to be very rewarding for Kraft as competition is relatively weak. Kraft dominates in this international and food industry with a competitive strength score of 7.45, almost double and triple their competitors respectively. The key success factors where focus should be placed is on product differentiation and consumer health and wellness. By addressing these two priorities, Kraft should continue to reap large rewards from this industry. The recurring issue we see in this competitive strengths assessment of all these industries is a lack of product innovation in almost every industry. Kraft's competitors are innovating and spending money on R&D, and if they wish to keep pace with rivals, they need to step up spending in these two areas. And now I would like to turn this over to Tanya to discuss the 9-cell Industry Attractiveness Business Strength Matrix.
For the 9-cell matrix, we shift our focus internally to see how attractive and strong each of Kraft's business units are. To calculate the industry attractiveness scores, we picked 4 categories: market size, growth rate, competitive market, and industry profitability to compare Kraft's 6 major business units. We assigned weights to each category based on their importance and ranked each business unit with a score of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. As seen from the table, grocery and beverages had the lowest overall scores of 2.688 and 2.738. Grocery's low rank is due to low marks in growth rate and competitive market. Grocery's growth rate was only 1.63% in 2011. There are also a lot of companies competing within the grocery industry, making it more difficult for Kraft to succeed. Beverage's low rank is mostly due to its negative 0.67% in growth rate. The 0 score they received in this category brought its overall score down. International and food service received the highest industry attractiveness score of 3.363. It has a market size of about 8 million, a low number of competitors, and a 10.17% industry average profitability. It also scored highest in the growth rate category with 38.46%. The business strength score was calculated using the 4 categories: market share, profit margin, percent of operating profit, and percent of total revenue. Again, we assigned weights to each category based on importance and ranked each business unit with a score of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. Refrigerated meals and beverages received the lowest overall business strength scores of 1.7375 and 2.025. Refrigerated meals scored low in all 4 categories with a market share percentage of 3.11%, a 9.59% in profit margin, 4.79% in operating profit, and 6.12% in total revenue. Beverages has low market share, operating profit, and revenue scores of 5.93%, 6.76%, and 5.53%. International and food again received the highest overall score of 4.5125. It performed high in all categories with a market share percentage of 29.98%, a 23.76% profit margin, a 31.33% operating profit, and a 34.04% in total revenue. International and Food Service scored highest in both industry attractiveness and business strength, which places it in the top right of the matrix. Its high growth rate and low number of competitors, combined with its high profit margins, market share, and revenue, makes it a strong business unit for Kraft that they should look to grow further. Beverages, on the other hand, had low scores in both industry attractiveness and business strength, which places it lowest on the matrix. Its negative growth rate, low margins, low market share, and low revenues makes it Kraft's weakest business unit. Kraft should look into improving this business unit or potentially dropping out of the industry altogether. I will now pass it to Jenna, who will discuss Kraft's strategic fit.
Kraft's portfolio exhibits good strategic fit. It employs a broad differentiation strategy and targets a broad spectrum of buyers by offering products that are attractively different and many product variations. It also focuses on building in differentiating features into products and strives for product superiority. Kraft's differentiation approach is very difficult for rivals to duplicate. It has allowed Kraft to command a premium price for its products, increase sales, and build brand loyalty. Successful differentiation has enhanced profitability by allowing Kraft to command a higher price for its products. Despite a decline in volume sales in most of these areas, Kraft was able to increase the price of its products, which resulted in revenue growth and operating profit growth. This table shows each industry achieved revenue growth in 2011 except for U.S. beverages, which is a sign that Kraft's differentiation strategy is working. Kraft offers a very limited number of products in the beverage industry, which is inconsistent with the wide variety of products it offers in other industries. It also lost its licensing agreement with Starbucks in 2011 and doesn't compete in the highly lucrative soda business. This table shows each industry achieved operating income growth in 2011 except for U.S. beverages, which is another sign that Kraft's differentiation strategy is working. However, the slight operating income growth of 0.24% in U.S. snacks is an issue given that revenue growth for U.S. snacks was a little over 5%. There appear to be cost management issues in U.S. snacks. Now let's look at Kraft's value chain matchups. This shows the primary and support activities in Kraft's value chain. Blue represents weak synergy, yellow indicates medium synergy, and red shows strong synergy. It makes it easier to see the activities that Kraft focuses on to enhance differentiation and support higher prices, such as distribution, marketing, and customer service. Supply chain management has medium synergy because the inputs vary by industry. For example, the materials needed to make cheese differ from those needed to make coffee. But there are many products that share ingredients, such as sugar and flour. Synergy is weak in operations because each region has dedicated facilities needed to manufacture certain products. For example, processes involved in manufacturing crackers greatly differ from those involved in producing chocolate or cheese. Product research and development supports the primary activities in Kraft's value chain. Kraft has 15 new product development centers, but hasn't created any new successful products in years. This is a concern because an ongoing effort to create and enhance product features supports differentiation. A profit margin component is included on the far right of the table. It's important to look at profit margin along with the value-creating activities because the company can't survive long unless it delivers customer value profitably. U.S. beverages and U.S. snacks both had fairly high profit margins in 2011, but in terms of growth, the profit margin for U.S. beverages declined significantly, and the profit margin for U.S. snacks grew only slightly. In contrast, U.S. convenience meals, Canada and North America food service, Kraft Foods Europe, Kraft Foods developing markets all achieved significant profit margin growth. As previously mentioned, Kraft Foods has acquired various companies that fit its value chain, such as Cadbury. Even though the food manufacturing processes may be different, there can be common elements in terms of marketing, distribution, and customer support that can be incorporated into Kraft's value chain to further enhance differentiation and support price increases. Now let's look at options for skills transfer, cost sharing, and brand sharing. Kraft has created a performance-driven culture by improving the skills and knowledge of its employees. It should encourage employees to share ideas that will drive innovation and help it differentiate its products, and share ideas that will improve performance in U.S. beverages and U.S. snacks, its two weakest industries. For example, workers in different but similar facilities can share knowledge about different manufacturing processes that have increased efficiency or marketing strategies that have increased product sales. Kraft should look at the value-creating activities in its value chain to identify cost-sharing benefits, particularly activities that will benefit its declining or slower-growing industries, such as U.S. beverages, snacks, cheese, and grocery. For example, it can look for strategic suppliers that will cut procurement costs to generate savings, or it can use cross-promotions to boost sales of more than one brand. Kraft should take advantage of its power brands, such as Kraft Macaroni and Cheese, to further enhance differentiation. Other products offering attractive growth include Cadbury chocolate and processed foods in Latin America and Asia. For example, it could pair Cadbury chocolate with Philadelphia cream cheese to create a new snack and then promote this snack in Latin America and Asia. There should also be an ongoing effort to improve consumer health and wellness because consumers have become more health conscious in every industry in which Kraft Foods competes. Now Jeanette will discuss our evaluation of Kraft's corporate strategy.
Kraft's strategy has seen growth through acquiring other food-based businesses, diversifying into related businesses for strategic fit, economies of scope, and competitive advantages. Now they are in a mature market, as seen by their slow growth. Although many of the brands are operating in slow growth markets, Kraft's commitment to increasing the top line while keeping the bottom line in check and increasing shareholder values allows for them to be highly competitive in their industry as shown by their high profit margins. The extensive resources Kraft has and the high market share give Kraft an edge over the competitors. Despite competing in a mature market with slow growth, Kraft has been able to steadily improve revenues and control costs, which has resulted in high margins over the years. The company will continue to be successful in the future if it can maintain this profitability and continue to grow revenues. If Kraft Foods wants to gain a foothold in the growing global snacking market, it could combine U.S. snacks with Kraft Foods Europe and Kraft Foods developing markets in order to focus its resources on a narrower product mix, which might increase sales and help reduce costs.
Thanks, Jeanette. In 2012, Kraft will split into two companies, Kraft Foods Group and Mondelez International. As this shows, Mondelez takes over U.S. snacks, Kraft Foods Europe and Kraft Foods developing markets. The objective is to make Mondelez a high-growth global snacks business and create a high-margin North American grocery business. Mondelez has 53% more sales volume than Kraft Foods Group, but lower margins. Kraft Foods Group has higher margins, but is banking on price increases. But with rising goods pricing, Kraft Foods Group may have to pass these costs on to the consumer and have lesser margins. The entities under Kraft Foods Group might have been providing cash for the entities now under Mondelez. It is uncertain where Mondelez will receive its cash for growth after the split. As to how the split will benefit Kraft shareholders, if an investor wants dividends, then Kraft Foods Group would be attractive because it has slow growth but high margins, whereas Mondelez would be able to offer increasing stock prices due to its high growth but low margins. And now Tanya will discuss our recommendations.
All of Kraft's business sectors are very competitive, so lowering costs should help them edge their competitors. Kraft should hedge their commodity costs to bring them back to their 2009 levels, which have increased $3.6 billion over the previous 3 fiscal years. Lowering costs and being more efficient will also help Kraft's profit margins, combine value chain activities for strategic fit, and improve economies of scope and competitive advantages. Additionally, Kraft's current corporate strategy does not include the hedging of commodities. Kraft's management admits that this should be included in order to maintain relative costs during inflationary times. Our analysis also showed that overall, Kraft's beverage segment is its weakest link. The 9-cell analysis exposed its low margins as well as its market share and revenues, while the strategic fit analysis revealed that the beverage unit does not match well with Kraft's current differentiation strategy. Because of this, we recommend that Kraft seriously consider divesting from the beverage sector. Without its beverage sector, Kraft's net revenue percent change from 2010 to 2011 increases from 18.73% to 20.26%. The percentage change in operating income also increases without the beverage sector, from 11.66% to 15.01%. Overall, Kraft's bottom line will improve without the decreasing profit margins of its beverage unit. Thank you.